Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you haven't already done so, please make sure the volume of this podcast is set perfectly to your listening enjoyment. Please take your seat, whether that's on the treadmill, car, sofa, or bed, and buckle in for the last trip. My name is Jamie Beebe, and I'll be your tour guide, recreating someone's last days in paradise. On behalf of myself and everyone behind the scenes, please enjoy the Last Trip podcast. And because nobody likes a long flight to get to where they want to be, let's prepare for takeoff. On March 20th, 2024, we released episode 19, The Case of Jason Cortez. In that episode, I walked you through the timeline of events and shared the details investigators made public. In this episode, I'm joined by Jason's father, Candelario Cortez, as we take a deeper look into who Jason was, the challenges his family has faced since his tragic murder, and any new developments in the case. In September of 2021, Jason left his new bride in Virginia to travel to Los Angeles to help a friend with some photography for a creative project. It should have been a quick and fun vacation, but on September 10th, everything changed. Jason and his friend went to Ernest E. Debs Regional Park to take some photos. As they were leaving, a shot rang out and Jason fell to the ground. His friend performed CPR, but Jason was dead. This was a cold, unforgiving act of random violence, and the shooter has never been found. So thank you so much for joining me on the last trip. And I know this is extremely hard for you, and it's been very hard for you.
Yeah.
Do you want to start out by telling us who you are and your relationship to Jason?
Well, my name is Candelario Cortez, Jason Cortez father. I came to the United States when I was 16, and I've been here since then. I'll be 61 this month, so I've been here a long time. I basically grew up over here. I mostly live in Maryland, Silver Spring, Maryland, where Jason was born and Jaime was born at the Holy Cross Hospital in Silver Spring, Maryland. We moved to Virginia when Jason started middle school, the house where we are right now. Actually, we're in Jason's room right now.
Aww.
This is Jason's room, yeah.
What was Jason like as a kid?
Very hyper. He was very hyper at school. From the beginning, let's say first grade, probably. He couldn't stay in focus. That what the teacher say, but at the end, when every time they do a test, he always come up on top. But because he would learn everything faster than the other kids, and so the teacher thought he had a problem, and it's a trouble kid. So we even took him to the doctor, and doctor run some tests and he look at him, and he say, "No, this kid is smarter than the other kid, and you will know in the future how smart he is." And he was right. Jason was a very smart kid. And since then, we changed teacher and everything changed. And it was very good.
And it sounds like he was really creative and just kind of intuitive, smart.
Yeah, he was from the beginning. And then he started middle school. And he used to spend a lot of time writing in a computer, all computer that we have. And I asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Writing a book about galaxy." He loves Star Wars. And I thought it was something that he would pass. But no, it's something he wanted from the beginning. He wanted to write, he wanted to create, he wanted to be a movie director, a movie writer. And that's what he wanted to be. And even though I wanted to a different career for him, but he said that's what he wanted. I told him, "Look, that's what he wants. All right, let's do it. We're going to be right behind you. We're going to support you 100%. Even if you don't make money, we don't care. As long as you're happy, we're happy too." That's the kind of kid he was, And when he was little, pull all the pots from the kitchen, making noise drum. And then one of my friends gave him a keyboard and playing the keyboard. But he never learned that. When he was in high school, then he started learning the guitar. We bought him a bass guitar with speakers, and he go to the basement. Makes a lot of noise. But he learned. Nobody teaching. He learned by himself.
Was he ever in a band?
He created a band. right when he was writing the movies. And he was doing the movies. He was going to George Mason to help to be a mentor for other students. And he would still play, come back later in the night and get the kids together, start playing the guitar and forming a new band. And because he wanted to make the movies and he wanted to create his own music for the movie. That was his dream. That's what he wanted to do. And I know he could do it. Whatever he wanted to do, he do it. He was very smart and very helpful to everybody. He always put a smile to people. He had this very low laugh, very loud. And we used to stay late, me and him, when he was little, watching David Letterman, Seinfeld, all the comedy show. He loved it. Whenever the comedian come to DC, he said, "Pa, can we go to the show?" Let's go. And whatever soccer game he want to go watch, the stadium, he want to go. Like, let's say, let's go. Whatever he want. Me and Jaime and Jason, we go. My wife, she didn't want to go, so all three of us just go. We went to every soccer game, whatever team he came over here, we enjoy it. He loves sports. So you can talk to Jason, whatever sport that you want to talk about, he will know. He will know the name of the player, how much they make, even football, baseball, soccer, international soccer. And he always come home and show me, Papa, look at this play. Look at it on the phone. And show me the phone. And it's something that I miss. I miss every day for him.
I can't imagine how much you miss him. What were his plans after high school?
Making a movie. That's what he wanted. Making movies. That's all he wanted. That was his dream. He always had a camera on him all the time. We bought him a camera, and whatever camera he wanted, we buy for him. Whatever he needed, because we told him we're supporting whatever he wanted. So he always had a camera on him. I got one of his friends that is, he liked to sing rap music. So he go outside in the park and he would be recording his friends singing. And whenever his friend go to the rap battle at a restaurant, and he'll go and record him all the time.
Do you keep in touch with his friends? I'm sure he had so many friends.
Yeah, on Jason's birthday last July, we got together in a restaurant with all his friends. They don't forget him. Sometimes I go to the cemetery and I see his friends sitting there. It's very touching, how much they love him, over 3 years, and they're still missing.
And he actually got married right before all of this. Can you tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about his wife, how they met, their love story?
They met at George Mason University. They fell in love, and then they met. They're always together. They're celebrating the birthday together all the time, and so on. And one day they decided to move together in an apartment. So he said, "Let's gonna leave maybe 1 year together, see if we can get along." And then we decided to get married. If we don't, we just move over. So they lived, I think it was a year, and then they decided to get married. They got married and they bought a house not too far from my house. And not even a year. When they got married, and they recently bought the house when he had the trip to LA. So he didn't have much time enjoying the house. It's very hard, very hard. I know it's very hard for Corina because, it's her first love, being together, first house. He bought him a puppy, a little dog, so she can work from home and not be alone because he would go to the office in the afternoon.
Do you still keep in touch a lot with her?
Not a lot. We do sometimes, especially my wife, call her, see how she's doing. I don't ask him about how she's feeling because I think it might be hard for her.
It's hard to ask how people are feeling. You know how they feel. There's
Yeah.
nothing that's going to bring Jason back. That's the only thing that'll make anyone feel better.
Because I don't even know how that feels, Your first love and then he just passed away,
Yeah.
You gotta be heartbroken for I don't know how long.
And you knew that Jason was taking this trip. Tell me what the reasons were, what you knew about the trip.
Jason, he like take photographs. He's a good. Let me tell you this. This is Jason's work in a magazine. He took the pictures. That's how good he was in taking pictures. Like right here in the bottom, story by Jason Cortez. That's how good he was, You know what I'm saying?
So talented.
One of his friends called. He wanted to a photo shoot, and he told me we're going over there for like 3 days. Because I asked him not to go. I said, "Why don't you go alone?" No, I just want to go and have a photo shoot and then come back. So he put all his cameras in a duffel bag and told me he was leaving to LA. And I asked him not to go. He'd been there before, but I went to a bunch of friends. Back then, I didn't know how bad the homelessness and people in Los Angeles was. I didn't know how bad. I thought it was a nice city, like I didn't know how bad it was. If I would have known, I would have said, no, don't go. But he always listened to us. Right? He didn't care that if he got married, anything, but whatever his mother or father say, he would obey. That's how he was. So he told me, Pop, I'll be back in 3 days. I will just go through there, do a photo shoot, and come back. And I asked him, please make sure you don't go any place alone. Just make sure you got people with you. He said, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So he went there on September 9. He called me from the airport, from LAX. He said, Pop, I'm already here. He said, my friend going to pick me up. And I told him that, be careful, son. He said, Pop, I love you. And I said, I love you, son. That was, that was the last word I heard. That was the last word I heard from him. And on Friday, the 10th, that we got the bad news. Corina came to the house and knocking on the door very hard. We knew something wrong when she was knocking on the door very hard and screaming. And we knew that something wrong happened. And we got the bad news. And we were hoping that he was just shot. They were not dead. But the police that I talked to, he couldn't say nothing. He didn't tell me nothing. He said, no, I asked him, is my son dead or he just been shot? He said, I can't tell you. The detective's going to call you. So I knew that something serious happened. And then we start getting together, get on the trip, buying the ticket and leaving to Los Angeles the same night. We got there in the morning. It was very hard, really hard. It's still hard every day. My wife cry every day.
It doesn't go away. I know that. And especially with no answers, which, we'll get
No answers, only question, no answer. The police have been very nice. Whenever I call or text him, the detective, he takes me back. Maybe not the same day, but he always answered back. But he said it no lead, no clue, no nothing.
What were those first few days, that first trip in LA? What was that like? How did you know what to do, where to go, who to talk to? I think so many people just would have been so lost.
Well, the first days we were there, my wife has a relative over there. She had one niece. She lives in Los Angeles, so she and her husband, they drove us around wherever we're going to go. We went to the park when Jason died, and we planted a cross over there. There is a cross with the name of Jason and everything over there in the park. So we visited the park like maybe 3 or 4 times because we came back later for the news conference. We came back second time. When Jason died, we spent like a month over there because we were not coming back until they released the body and bring it here. So we stayed there for like a month. So we went to the park 3 or 4 times when we were there. But it was very painful being there because that's the last place where he was. Very, very hard.
When you were first talking to the investigators and the media got involved and trying to get all of that together, was that just so overwhelming, or did you have paths that you were trying to take? Did you know what kind of answers you were looking for?
When I went to the interview, the press conference, I asked for the people of Los Angeles help. That's what I needed. And I needed the media to put in the news. But I didn't know how much cover they put on the news. When we came back here to Virginia, only one channel gave us a lot of time in the news. Right now, it's Chris Cuomo's over there and at nighttime. But back then was I forgot her name. But she sent a TV crew to the house, and she threw a long interview with us, a live TV. That was the only channel that really cared. That I think it cared more than the rest of the channels. Like in DC, only one channel give us a call, but only talk about him like for like 10 seconds maybe, and that's not enough. Right now, we need something to go in the news and retake the story, before so that
Yeah.
people don't forget about it.
The more we can keep him in the news, in the media, in social media, the better chance we have of finding who did this. Has it been really difficult keeping his name in the news?
Yeah, very hard. And nobody's talking about it because there's so many things happening every day. For them, it's just something that happened one day and that's it. Only if you're like a movie star or if you're a millionaire, maybe they will talk about it. But, another Spanish family, they don't care.
For the
Just,
news, it's a one time thing. For you, it's something that you have to live with every
yeah,
second of every day.
yeah.
What about the investigators? Do they regularly keep you updated? Do you think they're still working on this case actively?
I hope they do. Not too long ago, like a week ago, I talked to the detective and he said nothing new. I asked him if the case just going to be forgotten. He said, no, I promise you that. That's what he told me, that it's never going to be forgotten. They're going to keep digging, looking for clues. But it's very hard. I'm hoping, one day, because when you believe in God, you think God is going to put the things right. And we really want some peace. We want to find out who did it and why he did it. Because he took away not just one person, it was somebody very important for the family, for the friends, for the university, because they visit so much over there. They name the classroom after him, Jason Cortez Lab. And they also planted a tree outside the university on his memory. They keep him alive, because the new student, even though they never met him, but they keep talking about Jason, all the work he did over there.
Do you know what clues the investigators have in this case? I saw a sketch of the possible shooter from a witness. Do they have any information to go on other than that, really?
If they do, then they don't tell me. Sometimes they don't tell you everything they know. I hope they know more than I do, because I don't know anything until what they tell me. I wish the sketch they can do like a color sketch. And I know we got technology enough to make a picture color. So if we color the picture, the person will look more familiar. I wish they can do that, and put them in the news again.
Do you know, were they able to find any DNA? Do they have, the bullet casings? Do they have anything like that? Or they're just kind of keeping it tight lipped?
I heard that they found a bullet casing, but months later, he told me that there was no clue on that one. They were not sure if that was the one. Like I say, I don't. Maybe they're not telling me something they know. I hope they know more than I do. I hope.
A lot of times they need to keep certain information closed so that they can apprehend the suspect if they have
Yeah.
those leads. Did they give you any idea of a motive?
No, they say it's a senseless crime. They don't know. They have no clue. The guy was hiding in the bushes and took one shot. That's all he took. One shot. That's it. And I don't have a clue why Jason was there either, because I asked the detective, why don't you question the girl that took him there? Why she took him there? That she had a boyfriend or lover or something, maybe jealous. And he say, we look into that, but I don't know if they did or they still checking her.
Because Jason was there with this person. Were you able to talk to her at all?
I didn't want to talk to her. No, I didn't want to talk to her because I think I'm gonna get angry, even though maybe she don't know anything. But I had a lot of questions for her. But I asked the detective to go through everything. I asked her why she went there. Who told her to go there? Did she have a boyfriend or lover or ex-boyfriend? We don't know. Maybe the guy got jealous or something. Everything is possible.
There is definitely random acts of violence, especially in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. We've seen it over and over. Do you think it was something along those lines, or are you leaning more towards somebody knowing that Jason would be there?
No, I think it was random because I don't think from one, like 3 days, nobody knew Jason was going over there for his wife and mom and dad. That's the people that knew he was going over there, and their friend was there. I don't think anybody can plan something and be there at exact time. I think that would take time to do that. I think. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not an expert, but I would think it take more time.
If they were scouting to take photos and things like that, that is a beautiful place where a lot of people take photos, shoot film. There's a lot of things like that that go on there.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've been to the top of the hill. You can see the city from there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and I think what I heard that Jason, it's already west to the top, and they were coming down to the park where they had the car, and the one that happened.
Do you know how close his friend was when he was shot?
Well, I heard that they were like side by side.
It's pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Do you know if the investigators have thoughts like gang related or random violence? There's anything the investigators are leaning towards, or if there were any similar crimes around this time?
No, they told me there was a lot of gangs in the area. Anything could happen. Anything is possible. Oh, a lot of homeless people, a lot of bad people there too. I see a lot of robberies and a lot of things. We have no idea.
There's a lot of crime in Los Angeles. That area has more crime than some other areas for sure.
I didn't know how bad it was until we got there. Right around the police station, around the block, people doing drugs in the middle of the day. There was a naked lady walking on the street, and I didn't know how bad it was. I thought it was a nice place. Like you see on TV, you see Beverly Hills, nice, everything. But I didn't know how bad it was.
I've been in Los Angeles for about 20 years, and it's definitely changed in the last few years. It's been changing. It's gotten a lot scarier. There is a lot more crime, a lot more random crime, which is, I think, the scariest. You were taking a hike and someone shoots you for no reason. Do you think that the shooter will be caught?
I hope. I can only hope. Pray to God every day that somebody knows something and he can come through. But there is a $50,000 reward. Somebody need the money. He got to tell somebody that he did something. I hope that somebody come through and tell the police. I wish we had some more money I can put into the reward, but.
I think that happens a lot where they do end up telling somebody. We just need that person then to come forward.
That's what we're hoping for.
If the shooter was caught and you had the chance to ask them anything, or if they're listening and you have the chance to say something to them, what would you say?
I think I would ask him why he did it. That's the question I would have. Why he did it. What he was looking for. It was no robbery. Jason had his camera on. He could have taken the camera and he had nothing taken. It was one shot and he just left. He might know he killed somebody because he saw in the news, but at the moment, I don't think he knew that Jason was dead. I know he was watching the news later in the day because what I heard that the same day, there were helicopters flying around the area. They called one guy, they think it was him, but later released because it wasn't him. That's what the police told me. Pray to God every day that I don't want to die before knowing who he was. I want justice for Jason. That's what we want.
Do you think that getting these answers will have any difference? Would it make any type of a difference, though? Jason's still gone.
It's not going to make the difference of the feeling that we have, the emptiness that you have. But I think it will give us some peace that now we know he's not going to hurt nobody no more, that he's going to be in jail for a long time. And well, right now, we don't know how many people he killed.
That's what I would worry about. Something like this, when he got away with it so far, who knows if he decides to go do it again.
So that's what I'm hoping. He get caught so he don't hurt nobody no more.
And I think that's a big reason for anyone who does know anything to come forward, because this could happen again to anyone.
Or anyone, yeah. Another family. That's not what I'm hoping. One day he get caught and he confess to everything so we can go on, keep living. We're still going to miss Jason. We're not going to see him again. But at least, somebody, he got justice. But it's hard. Every day is hard.
What type of impact has this had on your family? I see your family, you're so close and loving, but it seems so unbelievably hard and difficult of a thing to go through. Like, how have you been able to keep going?
It's very hard to explain how you keep going when you're missing every day. Like, he used to call his mom every day, every night. Even when he was on break, he was in the office. He called his mom and said, I'm on a break right now, I'm having my lunch. And when he leave the office at night, say, Mom, I'm leaving the office right now, I'm walking to my car. And because he work in downtown DC, like a couple blocks from the White House. At nighttime, it's kind of dangerous area. But he had to get out of the building and go into the parking lot. But I thought keep talking with mom on the phone every day. That was every day. The mom would not go to sleep until he talked to Jason. That we miss that every day. And day off, he come to the house, talk to me about sports. We talk about everything. Yeah, I asked him what he's writing because he always writing a movie. He was writing the next movie he gonna make. He told me he already had the music he's gonna put into the movie. He already wrote the movie and he gave it to one of his friends to finish it, to write the end. But the movie never got made because he passed away. But there's a movie that is already on paper to be made. I think the friend's gonna make it, but they need the budget to make it. But he already wrote another movie. He used to spend time like over here, and I'm sitting right now, like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and look at the room and see the light, and I come to the room and say, Jason, when do you go to bed? No, Papa, I'm writing something. I'm okay. Go ahead, go to bed. So he always writing something. He writing a movie or a script for something. He was always busy.
He sounds like such an amazing, amazing man. So loving and talented and creative.
I didn't know how hard impact was for the friend until the day after the funeral. No, the same day that they had the celebration of life of Jason. That after the funeral, they rented a place where they had all the friends together, and everybody came to the microphone and talked about Jason, how much he helped them on homework, on their career, on the job. And then I find out how much he did for them. I didn't know he was doing all of that. I didn't even know where he found the time to do it, but eventually he did. He graduated from George Mason in 2015, and he was 21 when he passed away. All those years, he would still go to George Mason to help the other students with the film they were making, the movie they were writing. He would still go to George Mason and do some free work all the time. And that's why all his friends miss him. But like I said, I didn't know how much, what he was doing until he was gone. And then I knew how much, especially he was, how much they miss him. And they still miss him because I see the gray, they leave little books, they leave stuff in there. So that's how I know they miss him. They still miss him. Like, we miss him every day.
How are you keeping Jason's memory alive?
So me and my wife, we donated some money to George Mason. So they're going to do a scholarship on Jason's memory. It's going to be a Jason Cortez scholarship for 3 students. They're going to pick the student this year. So that's how we try to keep the memory alive. So we planning to do it. We did it last year. We're planning to do it this year too. So I hope, the money is not that tight so we can do it. Whatever we can find, we're going to donate it. So to keep Jason's memory alive. Because he loves helping the students. So we try to do that. That's how we planning to keep him alive.
I think he'd be really proud of that.
Yeah, I think he would. Because I know how much he helped the kid. When his friend, when they were moving to the apartment, they didn't have no furniture. He said, Can I give you this chair away? I'll take it. Can I give the sofa? Yeah, take it. He used to just bring furniture to the friend when they moved to an apartment, they had no furniture or old TV. They cannot take the TV. Yeah, take it because he wanted to help. So we always, encouraged to help. So he always do that. He was always worried about his friend, how they were doing. I remember one of his friends. I don't know his name. It was a very young white guy with long hair, like a rock star. He said that he would spend his time with his basement alone. And suddenly Jason knocked on the door. What are you doing? Nothing. He said, no, get up. Let's go. Let's do this and do that. He said, Jason told me to get up from my bed and do something. And he changed my life. That's what he said. And that's what he used to do. That's what he loved to do.
I mean, it sounds like he made such an impact on so many people's lives that his memory will always live on forever. I really think that it's important to get justice. If anyone does know anything, do you know what kind of clues you're looking for? Or if anyone hears something, where can they go? How can they give the information that they know?
There is the detective number, also the crime solver, or just just call the police, tell them about Jason Cortez case, and they can get information. And it's a $50,000 reward they can claim. And like I say, I wish I had more money I can put in there. I wish I had $1 million I can put there for a reward because somebody knows something.
That is a lot of money. If somebody out there does know, then they should come forward.
There is a number I got here. It's 800-222-8477. That's the crime tip. And the detective number is 213-486-5806. That's the detective number they can call. Or they can go lacrimesolver.org and they can look at all the information in there.
If anyone is looking for more information about the case or want to check out the website, what is the name of that website?
It's called Celebrating Jason Cortez. And they find everything in there, all his information, the movies he wrote. They got everything in there for the university. They have information in there. And Jason website, they can find everything in there.
I went to the website and I think Jason's an amazing person. I'm reading all about him and, he's somebody I definitely would have wanted to be friends with.
That's what he was. He would touch people, life. He was the light of the party wherever he walk in there. Everybody like, Jason, how you doing? Everybody will talk to him. He would start dancing. He make you happy. He's the one, every birthday, my wife's birthday, he was the one who was planning everything. Where we're going to go eat. He made the reservation. And on Christmas, he was, Mama, what are you making? What are you going to make? What are you going to make? On Thanksgiving, Mama, what are you going to make this year? And he was the one. After he passed away, it's very hard to celebrate.
I can imagine things like that all come with sadness.
Yeah, it's very hard because that's the day you missing the most. We used to put a lot of lights in the house outside because he used to help me put the lights and everything. Then after he passed away, there's no light outside. There's no Christmas tree. It's very hard, on Christmas, on December, very hard. Because he was the light of the party. He was the one make you happy. He made sure you feel good. And that's what he was. He used to come in the room when he was little and jump in the bed. He would run from the hallway, boom, jump in the bed. And he kept doing that even though it's old. He broke the bed one time because he do that. But he kept doing it he was little. And me, and my wife, we lay in the bed, he would come in and just jump right between us all the time. Even when after he was got married and everything, he don't care. He still jump in the bed. He broke it. So we moved the bed to an extra room that we have where nobody used. And when he got married, he went and had the extra bed in his house. And when I said, let's lift it up the bed, and then we saw it was broken. I said, well, you broke it, you take it now. So, and I gave him the bed, a broken bed, because he wanted to have an extra bed in the room in case somebody come over. I told him, take that one, the broken one, you broke it. So he was laughing. He took the bed. But that's what he used to do. He used to come in the house and jump in the bed. When he was little and he was old, it don't matter. He would just jump in the bed. that's the way he leave an impression. That's how we meet him. Every time before he leave the house, he made sure he would kiss his mom goodbye and say, "I love you, mom." And he would look for me also and give me a kiss and say, "I love you, pop." And then he would chase his brother around the house. Come here, give me some love, give me some love. They chase him around. The other one, he will run from him. He will hug him and kiss him. And he do that every time, every day. Even last time he was here in the house, he would do that. His mom was sitting on the sofa, and then he grabbed her hand and pull it up so she would stand up, and he would hug her and kiss her. That was the last time. That was the last time she hugged him. And I was sitting with him. He made a sandwich, and he was eating. And I told him, let me make one so I eat with you. And he was very quiet. And I asked him, was something wrong? He said, no problem, I'm okay. I'd say, do you need money? You can tell me, Okay, no problem, I'm okay. He said, I got so many things on my mind. I got the trip that I got to go, and I'm writing another movie. And so many things I got. Because that was the last time we sit together on the table. I had a sandwich. Because he always come home and eat something, and they were used to that. So that was the last time I remember that he was very quiet. He would sit right at the end of the table. So I sit next to him. That's why I asked him, are you okay? I asked him, do you need money? Because he had the trip. I asked him, do you need money? And I said, no problem, I'm okay. And he told me that he had a lot on his mind and a lot of things to do. So I told him not to go. That was the day I told him not to go. I said, why don't you go to El Salvador? Because there was a wedding, one of his friends getting married. And they want to do it in El Salvador. And everybody was going. I said, why don't you go with Corina with it instead of Los Angeles? He said, no, Papa. If Corina want to go alone, she can go. I just go. I got to do the photo shoot to my friend with Cochinere. And I'm coming back only 3 days. Friday was September 10th. He said, I'm not coming back on September 11th on Saturday because I don't want to take a plane on September 11th. Remember what happened September 11th? He didn't want to take a plane that day. He told me to be back on Sunday, the 12th, because I don't want to fly back on 11th. I said, okay. I said, be careful. And that was the last time. But like I say, if I would have known the Los Angeles area was like that, I would not let it go. Would not let it go. I didn't know how bad it was. I had no clue. I thought it was just another city. And he'd been there before, but he never told me that.
There's definitely areas of Los Angeles that I wouldn't step into. Usually the parks you would think would be fine, but crime does happen anywhere, anytime, especially this type of random crime that makes no sense at all.
Like I said, so many questions, no answer.
I hope by keeping his name in the media, keeping his name in social media, people knowing what happened, the more that we can do to get his name out, his story out, and who he was too, to still keep his memory alive. I think somebody somewhere knows something and they just need to come forward.
I hope somebody knows something you can tell. You can call that number, tell the police that they know something. And thank you for your time. I appreciate that because very hard.
I know how hard it is to talk about, and I really appreciate you telling me these awesome stories about Jason. I read so much about him. I felt like I kind of knew him. And then after speaking with you and your family, and you guys are just amazing and so welcoming and sweet. And Jason was very, very lucky to have a family like yours.
Me and my wife, we've been together since I was 19 and she was 20 when we got together. I think after like 7 years, we were together when Jason was born. And from the beginning, I told my wife, stay home, not to go to work. I didn't want nothing to happen to that beautiful boy. Very proud of my son, a boy, first boy. So my wife took care of him. There was no other babysitter. And then Jaime came over after 5 years later. My wife took care of both of them. When they went to school, she started working at school so she can keep an eye on it. She's still working at school, my wife. We bought a house in Virginia, came over here because a better school, and they love it. And we live here for more than 20 years in the same place, same house.
You raised Jason to become such an awesome man. You can just tell everyone who misses him and loves him and thinks about him daily. I really hope that you get some justice, even though I know that won't bring him back. It won't stop the pain, but just so that no other families have to go through this.
Yeah, another family don't go through the same pain that we go through. And something that doesn't go away. It's every day, every day. It don't matter. Time passed. It feels like it yesterday. I visit the grave like 3 times a week. Stay there for a little bit, talk to him, and let him know he's still, we still be him. Thank you.
I'm sure he knows how much you love him. Really appreciate all the stories that you've told, and hopefully somebody hears this and comes forward.
Yeah, I hope so. Because he was a very talented young boy. The last movie he wrote, he got an award for the best movie in a short film festival in Texas. He got an award about this story, the first place. And he wrote it and produced it and directed the movie. He was very talented. He write, produce, direct, and he was good at it. My hope is like he keep telling his mom one day, Mom, you're gonna walk with me on the red carpet. And I believe him. I believe that he will do that because that's what he's aiming for. It was his dream from when he's little. It's very rare you see a young kid that he knows what he wanted from the beginning and he keep going that direction. Nobody can tell him no. Because that's what he was from the beginning. He knew what he wanted to do.
You can tell his tenacity came from you because you're still out there looking for justice and helping and keeping his memories alive. And I think that's so important. And Jason would have been on that red carpet.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think so. The way he wanted to the two things, like I say, very hard to find a young kid that he knows what he wanted and he keep going for that dream. And Jason was one of those, very rare. You see a kid like that. Sometimes they don't know, they go to college, they don't know what they want, they don't know what they want to be. And Jason, he knew what he wanted to be. He knew what he wanted to do. He learned how to play the guitar, the bass. He learned a lot of stuff by himself that I didn't pay no teacher to teach him how to play music. He was great at it. And something that he wanted to do something, he did it. And like I say, very rare to find a young kid like that he knows what he wanted. And he goes for the dream that he wants. That's what is so hard when that happened to him, that he cut him short. Somebody cut his dream without knowing who he was.
For no reason. There's no reasons behind it. There's no sense can be made of it. Just losing somebody as amazing as Jason.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, There's so many young kids wasting their lives outside and doing drugs, partying every night, and hardworking kid doesn't go anywhere. And happen to him,
It can happen to anyone.
You cannot comprehend, and we don't know why and who. There's so many questions.
I hope you get those answers sooner than later.
I wish the media would give us more time and the news, they can rerun the story one more time so people can see. A lot of people don't know what happened. But if you see it in the news again, maybe they remember something they heard.
I think it's very important to keep putting the story out there again and again until we find the answers that you need, the answers that can bring justice so that no one else has to go through this.
Yeah, I hope one day, that's the only thing I can say. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this and for coming on and talking about Jason. It's so appreciated, and pray that someone comes forward as soon as possible and, you get that justice. And finally, remember to leave a review and rate this podcast 5 stars if you like the show, or hell, even if you don't. But either way, feel free to let me know what you think. Please follow The Last Trip on Instagram at The Last Trip Crime Pod. and subscribe on Patreon to support the show. You'll get extra research, videos, photos, and updates, and even learn more about my personal travels. That's patreon.com/thelasttrippodcast. I'm Jamie Beebe, bringing you your last trip and signing off until the next one. Thanks for listening.